Another fantastic crowd on hand today for exciting action from the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Series. This is just one more. The driver, Fred Moss.
Oh yeah, diesel superstock. Multiple turbos, even got multiple exhausts. Spin and grin, we got a show. Letting the motor do the work. Taking it down to the other end, running out of motor right there. Going to go in with a distance of 3:07 and 10.
A great start to today's action.
In the heart of the Midwest, there's a band of modern-day marauders. Mounted atop their beasts, they line up to throw down. They are outlaws.
From Wisner, Nebraska, welcome to Thunder by the River and the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Series. Hello, everyone. I'm Claude Wood along with Dave Bennett and Rick Carlson. We'll be bringing you all the exciting action today. Right now, Rick Carlson is with our next competitor.
Pulling second, do you try and keep an eye and see what the first puller goes?
We try to keep an eye on the first tractor, and if we have to change any little weight or something, we can do that then.
Today, a lot of action coming your way. It's all tractors, and we'll be showing you the diesel superstock class, the light superstocks, and the limited pro stocks. We will not disappoint. And that will bring up Dennis Sykes. Now, his brother Dale used to drive. Dave, what are the rules for diesel superstock?
You're looking at 8,200 pounds. You can run a component, which is not a tractor rear end, but a semi-truck rear end, or you can run the old style tractor rear end. Multiple turbochargers, got to be the diesel. The motor's got to match the sheet metal. As Dennis Sykes, the driver, Dennis and Dale work on this tractor together. Dennis starts us off at 3:26 and 38.
The comment I hear from you is, wow.
Yeah, nice ride. It was a good ride. It was a real good ride.
So you
Happy. I'm very happy.
So you had a good ride, you took over the lead, all those things that we talked about back there,
Yeah,
worked.
paid off good time tonight. So we'll see how the rest of the class does. Hope I stay in first place, but I doubt it. There's a lot of good iron behind us there. A lot of good iron.
Yeah, I think so. Well, here's Roger Peterson. He's out of Litchfield, Minnesota, and, well, Davey calls it just another one.
Well, it's not just another one for a fact. It is big and green and mean and powerful. Got some ground speed, spinning the tires. Kind of settles in there at the back end. You'd like to see those front tires off the ground a little bit longer. And he will take the lead with a great distance. 3:36.76 will set him up big time.
And that'll bring up Adam Vasky out of Clear Lake, Iowa. His partner is Scott Frankie, and they operate Chance Encounter.
Yeah, they share the driving, work on the tractor. International, got him for the green. He's trying to open deer season early. Look at him walking the dog, bouncing from one tire to the other tire, front end up. He ought to like this. Oh, he's going to move in there. He ain't going to like it as much as we thought he was going to. A lot of dirt in front of the sled. He now sets number 3 at 3:21 and 30.
Here is our 2013 defending points champion. This is Doug Messinger.
Now this tractor is all international. Sheet metal, rear end, transmission housing, front end up in the air. Oh, way high in the air. You don't like to see him go that high, but can he overcome that? It's going to see the only tractor out of Kansas in this class. Kryptonite goes 3:18 and 64. That height hurt him big time.
And now one of a few John Deeres in this class. Well, we saw Doug go very high. Is the track, is that the problem, or did he miss the weight?
I think he missed his weight a little bit. This track is all there right there. There's another example right there. The man thought the track was going to be a little looser. Oh, ho, ho, and that track got a hold of him so much it caused some damage somewhere in that motor. A hard bite, a hard run. Tyler Buckman in the Boring Green out of Waverly, Iowa, 274.72.
And here's a guy that has won a lot of championships. This is Matt Goodwin.
Well, the Kryptonite took it away from him last year. Intimidator wants it back this year. He knows he's got to do good right here. The Wisner Show, Thunder by the River, about the end of the season. A good run right here would just add points to his deal. and he done exactly what he wanted to do. Take a look at this distance with an exclamation point, 346 feet, .81.
Matt, being the last puller, that was worth waiting for.
I tell you what, I got to watch a lot of competitors. It doesn't hurt. I always like being last. You know how far you got to go, and luckily we got there.
As we check out the Diesel Superstock final results, Matt Goodwin adds more crucial points to his season lead, as he has overcome Roger Peterson by an astounding 10 feet. Well, that was the heavyweights. Stay with us. We'll have a lot of action coming your way from the lightweights. Don't you go anywhere.
This coverage of the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association is being brought to you by Will Cross. Good product, good prices, good service. And by Metis Tire, fit for your job. And by Stop Fire, the world's best fire extinguisher. And by ARP, the world leader in fastener technology.
As always, a great crowd on hand today, all set to enjoy the exciting pulling action from the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association. The light Superstocks, the only class that lets you choose the fuel type, diesel or alcohol. And as we look at Melvin Nelson, Dave, what would be your preference here?
I kind of like the alcohol myself. Oh, listen to this motor. That turbo is hollering, let me out of here. That squealing you heard right there, the big squeal. Turbo hurting for certain on Melvin Nelson out of Nebraska, the Senseless International. It's going to show up in his distance, 287.04.
Here comes the only case tractor in the competition today. This is Gary Rimmers.
Man out of Holmesville, Nebraska, the hustler. You know, you was asking about the diesel and alcohol. The diesel boys actually get to run a few hundred pounds heavier. They can weigh 6,400. Alcohol can weigh 6,100. And the hustler come to an abrupt stop right there. Something broke on it. Not right real sure. Going to be very upset with a distance of 193.97.
That'll bring up the AgriLogic White, and this is another alcohol tractor.
The Whitworth boys, now you talk about get it on. They like the alcohol, and they can spin and grin with the best of them. High power PM of the motor doing its thing, carrying him way down the track, using the whole track. Burns it in right there. Burn it in. You see that raw alcohol coming out the exhaust. That's just excess fuel as he goes to the lead at 299.88.
Green Acres, this is the place that Randy Dunklow wants to be.
Yeah, he wants the green. He wants the green of the paycheck to take back to Arlington, Nebraska. Working that diesel. He prefers the diesel power. Got it weighted just about right. Front end's up in the air, but he's having to work that sideline. He overcorrected on the brakes. You see how he zigged back over to his right there. Gonna hurt him. 275.11.
Take us through the pull.
Well, I had to ride my right brake a lot and to pull it back. That took a lot of horsepower away from me. And I had it weighted right, but it just, you know, when you hit them brakes, you're losing 10 to 15 feet every time you're on them. So, but the track's a good track. It's a biter out there, taking a lot of horsepower. So.
This is Colton Whitworth. His dad Scott pulled a few minutes ago. Dave, let's see if he learned anything.
You talked about that last man. Just said it took a lot of power, and this one's got the power. Cranking those rear tires up in the air, just a spinning and a grinning alcohol. Yo, that is going to leave a mark, guaranteed. You seen the spark come out, you heard the motor go high. Busted the rear end probably. 242.32 is the distance.
Let's go to the replay and see if we can figure out exactly what happened here. And right off the bat, wheels are too high in the air.
For a fact, listen to this motor go upstairs when it brakes. Not only did he hurt that rear end, we're going to be going through that motor.
Everything was good, a strong pull, and then?
Yep, the rear end broke in it.
So you're getting like thunks and bang around as you're getting towed around.
Yeah, it broke the range gears in it. It's pretty bad. Probably done for the year.
Brian Bowles, he is our defending champion, and this is the only New Holland in the pool today.
Well, don't count the New Holland of Haley's Comet, Brian Bowles, out, because he can play with the best of them. He's running that right-hand side. carrying the front end nicely. Good smooth run. Man out of Mount Vernon, Missouri, going to like it for a fact. 3:27.21 puts him in the lead.
Old 10, this is Andrea Spatansky. Her dad, Melvin Nelson, was the first hook of the class.
You see the memorial to her granddad, Lyle Nelson, there on the side. Lyle Nelson kind of helped get the sport of super stock started years ago, and she's carrying the flag high for him. Kind of doing a little bit of a side dance right there, and she's going to burn it in at 290.64 for the old 10. Running at the best of them, she just blowed past Dad 3.5 feet.
Chuck Schluter with his eye on the smoke. Dave, what's he looking for?
The barn buddy. He's wanting those turbos to spool up, and he's watching them know when to get on to the horsepower. He's not going to like that high wheel stand right there. His eyes went from that smoke onto the track to keep it straight. Oh, but he come out of it in fine style. 3:20.77. He'll finish second. Let's go down to Rick. He's with our winner.
Brian, you've been sitting here for a while. Looks like it's going to be a win for Haley's Comet.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, it's kind of tough to sit and watch that many come at you. A couple of them got pretty close.
Well, they did. No butterflies at all, were they?
No, none.
When you had your whole fan club here.
Yeah, they gave me an extra foot for every one of them.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Light Superstock, final results. Brian Bowles wins it. Top four different brands, good mix, alcohol, and smoke. Let's go down now and check in with Rick Carlson.
As we see everybody down here on the track, you've got what looks like a long prod, and you're walking back and forth. What are you doing?
Just looking for good parts of the track where it might be hard. There's different, it'll get soft in spots and it'll get hard in spots, and you want to try to find the best spot to go down the track.
Which is the best spot, hard or soft? Or does it depend on the driver and the tractor?
It can vary as it goes down the track, but we're looking for something with some bass under it, so a little bit harder.
So you go across and basically,
like right here, fairly hard, but then you get out there and it's really soft, so the whole center is soft. So what we do then is we can move that cone down there at that end, and we can set the sled where we want it on the track.
We'll continue to groom the track, get it perfect for you. More from Wisner when we come back. A great crowd on hand today enjoying the exciting pulling action from Wisner, Nebraska. And we pick it up with limited pro stock action. Earlier today, Dave, we talked about setting the cone. What is that about?
Every puller has an option to set a cone. It's always right behind the sled. It's the next puller's option to move it where they want. And if you take a look way back in the back right now, you notice the next driver is going to start on the left-hand side. Here we got Thomas Thies out of Minden, Nebraska, the Heartbreaker 2. Way overcorrecting on his pull. Got over that sideline and hit the brake way too hard. So he has a distance of 294.59, pretty short when you ride those brakes. We're sitting here watching by the behind side right here. He keeps the tractor inbounds. The sled goes out of bounds. That's not a disqualification as long as the pulling vehicle does not cross the line.
Craig Yankee is our defending points champion. Look at the hand-eye coordination as his right hand is on the throttle and he is letting it go all the way down, letting the turbo spool up and letting it do the job as the clutch engages.
Oh, just kind of drifts to the left just a little bit. Finish up with a distance of 3:09.77. Would have liked a little bit more, but we're going to stop her right there.
That'll bring up Jacob Hellebusch. Now, his father, Leon, normally drives this tractor.
Jacob on board. He's eyeballing that dash. He's making sure he's got oil pressure in the motor, making sure he's doing good with Dad's tractor. Good straight pass. You like to see that smoke going high in the air. No bobble, no dancing around, a nice little run. Nice enough to go in the lead by 0.7 of a foot, 3:10.47. Jacob's going to be happy with that.
Yeah, and he doesn't want to answer to Dad if he blows it up. Also representing Missouri, here is Steve Shackelford.
The all business. You want to talk about all business, the Shackelford brothers. You're going to see a brother up here in a little bit. Both these guys in on the action in this class heavy duty. Steve went from left corner to right corner a little bit, kind of drifted across the track. Going to be a good hook. New leader, 316 and 92. He's going to like that distance.
They just keep coming a little farther, don't they?
Yeah, they just a little bit more each time. How comfortable are you with this?
It felt good. It was smooth. It was straight. The front end was carried like I wanted it to. I have a feeling there's a lot of good tractors back there, and I have a feeling they'll be coming on farther.
Joe Shackelford, this is Steve's brother. And Dave, he sets up on the other corner of the track.
Yeah, brother went from left, the other brother went to the right. This guy's going to just try the right side all the way down, try to find the sweet spot that brother did. The Bowling Point's the name of the tractor. Working that sideline real close, shooting it, brother. He's going to come up a little short. 3:12.34, going to take him 4.58 short of brother.
We've seen a lot of families enjoying tractor pulling here. The Wortman family, no exception. Rick Carlson has a closer look at their operation.
In part of a two-tractor team, Tony Wortman, you build your own tractors?
Yeah, me and my brother, unlike some, we do it pretty well all ourselves. I assemble the engines, do the mechanical part. He does all the frame and the body work part.
Said, how long have you and your brother done this?
We've done it now we pulled trucks for 7 years and we pulled tractors now for 9. So 16 years me and him been pulling.
So you're probably going to be doing it for a while, you've decided.
It's a bad disease a guy can get. You just can't give it up.
And that is a lot of experience. Well, he calls it tapped out.
Well, he's tapped out. You notice he said he was the one to put the engines together. That's what he does for a living. He's got a diesel mechanic shop in Montgomery City, Missouri, as well as produces the show in Montgomery City. And we'll see what the tapped out can do right here. Kind of do a little zigzag right there, a distance of 294 and 59. I don't think he's going to be very happy with that. We'll have to kind of get a close-up look, see if we can figure out what went wrong.
As we go on board, a little bit of an unusual angle. This will give us a feeling of the tractor speed.
Right hand forward, tire spinning, things bouncing. Looks over at the side right there to see what his distance is.
Tony, with that 310, what was it like inside? We got to watch the camera. What did you feel in there?
It felt good till we got down here to the end. The track's getting a little bit used up on the end. You know, that's why we're all moving side to side trying to find the good spot. And unfortunately, I wasn't in the right spot tonight, but that's part of pulling, so it's the way it goes.
Limited Pro Stock leaderboard, Shackelford Brothers, first and second place. All Tractors Missouri represented strongly here today.
This coverage of the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pull Association is being brought to you by Riggins Ag Equipment. Spray it or spread it, we have what you need. And by Kaiser Wheels. We expect the results you dream about. And by Extreme Performance Tire Cutting. Be supreme by Extreme. And by Stage 8, the world's best locking fastener.
As always, a great crowd on hand today enjoying the exciting pulling action from the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association from Wisner, Nebraska. And here comes Jared Wortman. His brother Tony pulled earlier. So, Dave, this is for bragging rights.
International Power, stroked out is the name of the tractor. Hadn't got it painted yet. It's almost been a brother war here today between the Shackelfords, and now we got the Wortmans. He's shooting at his brother. Going pretty well to land down there in about the same spot. Took pretty much the same track. Going to come up a little short. 1900ths of a foot. He goes 309 and 82. Tony's going to brag.
And from Rock Valley, Iowa, we were there last week. This is Taylor Van Beek on Extreme Pleasure.
Sharp looking tractor. This man in the tire cutting business, wheel building, going to run the far right side. Now, you've seen everybody down the left side. He is cuddling that right side. Now, to seen something over there. Must have. He goes into the lead at 3:24.06.
Let's go down to Rick.
Taylor, new leader. Must be those tires, right?
I sure hope to think so. They did a real good job. They hooked up right off the starting line. On the brakes quite a bit. I don't know if it's going to be good enough to hold up, but it definitely felt like a good run. It was nice to go by that checkered flag, but there's still a lot of good runners out there yet, so.
Okay, Dave, he mentioned the checkered flag. What's that all about?
Well, there's a flag that moves to the leader. That's a leader flag. Everybody knows where they got to go to. If that buckboard passes that spot, they know they went to the lead. Roger Learman, Marthasville, Missouri, is running on red, trying to get that tachometer all the way over on the red. When the flagman's walking towards you, not a good deal. 1.7 feet short, gonna move in at 3:22.36.
Ron Amons now driving stand clear. He's driving for the owner, Craig Dennis.
Craig Dennis travels with the tractor, but Ron Amon does the driving the majority of the time. Those sparks you see coming out of the bottom right there, that's just them boys sliding the clutch. Just sparks from the clutch, not a big bad deal. Just shows that they're working the clutch really hard. And Ron Amon, as good as there is at working the clutch, he goes in here at a distance of 3:05 and 13.
David Novak coming up now from Howells, Nebraska. He drives the Mean Farmer.
David Novak, one of our past points champions with the Outlaw, a guy to always watch. This John Deere will come at you anytime. Oh, man, way up in the air. He could use 50 pounds on the nose to hold it down. The Mean Farmer shooting for the Red Boys. Going to get a pretty decent distance, looks like. Holy smoke. 34 hundredths of a foot short of second. He moves into third place at 3:22.02.
Here's Todd Davidson. Earlier, we saw his crew members check the track. Dave, has it changed now?
Oh, yeah, you can always check the track, but it's probably softer where it was firmer before. Todd Davidson out of Osceola, Nebraska, runs an AGCO dealership. Therefore, he runs the AGCO tractor High Velocity. Doing a little bit of bouncing around. Going to be a disappointing distance at 296.32. It's going to be a disappointing hook for him, but that will conclude Limited Pro Stock.
Limited Pro Stock final results. Earlier, Missouri dominated, but now Iowa takes it away. Look at second and third place, 0.3 of a foot separating those two. Our all-tractor show finishes up with a lot of exciting pulling action today. See, we told you wouldn't be disappointed. And now for Dave Bennett and Rick Carlson, Claude Wood, so long everyone from Wisner, Nebraska.